where you are at in the world, and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and welcome back to my returning subscribers. I am grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. All right. So when you come into this live stream, give me a Fonzie. Um, Either by double tapping the screen or just simply hitting that thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that you don't miss when I go live or when I post videos. All right. And you can leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this general reading, not a personal, resonates with you. All right. Tell me a little bit about your story. All right. So thank you for all of that. It helps out this channel and it is greatly, greatly appreciative. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. So in this particular reading, it is for the element of Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It is also for this week of August 9th, which is tomorrow, through August, I think, 15th, which will be next Saturday. And in this week we have a new moon solar eclipse in Leo, which we are going to discuss here before we get started with your reading. All right. So let's go ahead and clear out your energy. Alrighty. So Earth signs. Let's talk about the solar eclipse. This is the first solar eclipse in a fresh Aquarius and Leo nodal eclipse series, which means the Aquarius sign is in the north node and the Leo sign is in the south node. That's what's going to make this Leo eclipse so intense, because the moon and the south node are all three going to be in Leo. Leo rules the house of creativity. It rules the house of childlike innocence. It rules the house of can be drama. It also is in the south node, which talks about repetitive habits and patterns that you need to let go of. So let's go ahead and do a breathing in, hold, and exhale. And as you exhale, I release all that no longer serves me. Say that affirmation. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale slowly. I release all that no longer serves me. Okay. You can do that again if you would like on your own. All right. So the new moon total solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th is at 1:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's where I live. You can adjust the time to your time frame. In 20 degrees, 8 minutes of Leo. This is a power lunation kicking off the second major eclipse season this year. Faded and highly transformative cosmic energy. So the astrological influence is it's a faded course correction, which means the overriding of personal intent acting as a wild card accelerator, abruptly closing chapters that no longer serve you to clear the path to a higher destiny. And you will see things being revealed. There's major revelations about to happen. Some of you are going to be shocked with it. On a macrocosm, which is a worldly level, there is major, major, major revelations happening. I feel like this is the beginning of the end of humanity and the control mechanism here on Earth. All right. That's my personal, you can take the message if it resonates with you. All right. So, fallen crown. Leo governs leadership, royalty, pride, and ego. It represents the structural breakdown of existing power dynamics, the fall of outdated rulers globally and internally. That's what I mean on the macrocosm, global in energy. So what I have to say about that is I did a video last August. It was called Snakes Die at Sundown. The total eclipse is sundown in the middle of the day. Just letting you know. A radical reset of our identities. So it also Leo Aquarius axis, which goes back to the nodes turning from Pisces back to Aquarius and from Virgo to Leo. All right. So, and the dismantling of old ego driven patterns, making room for more decentralized, community minded alignment. So, we're finding our soul tribes. All right. So, what to do and what not to do. Do not manifest. Avoid forcing major launches, ritual manifestations, and ego driven confrontations. Eclipse energy is unpredictable and can easily backfire. So, anybody who has been abusing their magical powers, be on the lookout for backfires, and that could be being what's revealed to the collective. Prioritize, reflect, sit back and observe what naturally is falling away. Lean into your shadow work, self inquiry, and internal healing. And embrace this rebirth. Strip away false armor. Nurture your inner child. Leo rules the inner child, the childlike innocence, and figure out how to step into your authentic creativity without needing constant external validation. We've been talking about this, letting go of needing outside validation and outside um, like people pleasing, trying to prove your worth, trying to prove your value. All right. So that is like an ego based identity that is falling away. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with the moon's energy for each of the signs here. Let me put this out of the way. So this is for the element of Earth, Taurus, regular Capricorn. So we'll start off with I might as well say Capricorn. That's what wanted to come out of my mouth. So what's moon's energy around the Capricorn collective? Please and thank you. Is the moon's energy around the Capricorn collective? The solar eclipse, new moon in Leo energy. Ooh, you got 4 cards. All right, so you're being asked to breathe and use your discernment. Let go of the cloudiness. So when you breathe, like I was just doing with you, it helps to clear out the cloudiness in the crown chakra. Remember, one of the things that is happening is the falling crown. So releasing the cloudiness in your thoughts. So breathing will help to do that so that you can connect more to your higher self. All right. So Capricorns, it's time to take action. So you could have Aries somewhere in your chart. Sun, moon, rising. Well, if you're a sun Capricorn, it'd be like a moon, a rising, or even a north node in Aries. So it's time to take action. And I feel like the action they want you to take, Capricorn, is to do them breathing exercises to help clear out the fog in your mind, and help you to connect with that higher self. A new romantic cycle begins so that you and another person, like-minded individuals, can be on the same page when it comes to how you feel. Libra rules partnerships, the 7th house. So you could have Aries in the 7th house or Libra in the 1st house. We have you and your loved ones are safe. You will be safe enough. It's a time for healing. So it is definitely a time for healing. It is a time for releasing for you Capricorns so that you can feel safe, so that you can be pulled out of that comfortable position that you feel at home in with the Cancer energy. So you could also have Libra in the 4th house. You could have Cancer in the 7th house, Cancer in the 1st house, Aries in the 7th house, Aries in the 4th house. All right. So it is time to feel safe enough in some sort of a connection, or safe enough when it comes to maybe somebody that you are in contract with, a soul contract with, or maybe something about a deed or a lease. Moving homes could be significant, or buying your home could be significant. With the Aries energy, this new beginning, because Aries is a cardinal sign. Actually, these are three cardinal signs out here. And Capricorn, you are a cardinal sign too. So a cardinal sign talks about new beginnings, the change of a season. The season will be changing in about 7 weeks, which will be around mid-September. So yeah, so when new season happens, for some of you, you may be moving. All right, so this is the archetype cards. Let's see what you're setting in. A virgin. Yeah. You're going through a healing, a purity phase. Look at the hearts on the card. The card is blue, so definitely about communication. It says maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better, Capricorn. So you are doing your shadow attributes. You are facing those inner shadows when it comes to being intimate, perhaps at home, or intimate with another person, being on the same page, feeling safe enough. It's something about intimacy, definitely something about union, something that is contracted here. Possibly, maybe even marriage is in the cards for you, Capricorn. So, peering out the heart space, Leo rules the heart space. So, any blockages when it comes to giving and receiving love on it, not just an intimate level, it doesn't always have to be sexual. Intimacy is not always sexual. Intimacy rules vulnerability. When you are safe enough to open up your heart and feel at home within your heart space. Okay, so that is what I see for you, Capricorn. You are going through a healing phase where something is being purified for you, something that maybe was a little bit bitter, when it comes to your family, your home, along them lines. All right, so let's go ahead and move into Taurus. Taurus, you are next. What is the solar eclipse energy for the Taurus collective? Yeah, something that you've been working on is paying off. You've been on a journey. You may feel as though you don't have a leg to stand on anymore. You could have Capricorn somewhere heavy in your chart. Moon, rising, north node. But your hard work, the work that you've been putting in on your journey, is finally going to pay off. Something is concluding, something is being will be concluding, or within the solar eclipse is putting it in your reach. The full moon eclipse will be in Pisces, which talks about endings. It talks about completions. Okay. So we have confidence is your key to success, and we got the new moon in Leo. So Taurus, this new moon in Leo is you're getting a key. You don't get keys unless you achieve something. What are you achieving? Something that you've been working on. Something that you feel you just don't have the strength or the energy to keep moving because you don't have no more legs or strength to keep moving forward. So the Leo card here, right? So the confidence and the strength that you need to keep moving forward to find success. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So the nodes shift for you, Taurus, is very significant. So the South there being in Leo here, Taurus, it talks about these old patterns. There's repetitive patterns and habits of not feeling good enough, not having it, not having the strength, not having the courage, when it comes to love, right? So you're going through a purge. You're going through a major purge where you're going to open yourself up on a heart level to becoming more vulnerable with your people around you, with your social circle around you, with your like-minded community around you. That is your key. where you're going to bring love into your heart. You're going to start attracting love, positive friendship circles, people who you can open yourself up to being vulnerable again, and you don't have to worry about them using it against you. This is a repetitive pattern that you are closing out here, Taurus. This is absolutely amazing. So, what archetype is Taurus standing in the solar eclipse for Taurus? Student. Yeah, you've learned something. You've learned a lot. That's why you feel like you've been on this journey. Yeah, like you don't even have a leg to stand on no more. Right? You can see this goat has no legs. So that makes perfect sense. So the arrogance and the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. All right. So the shadow attribute is you are going through that ego death where you are letting of arrogance, self-centeredness as a repetitive pattern, like being very egotistical, overconfidence, right? With the new moon in energy. This is the South Node. Remember, the South Node rules repetitive habits and patterns that we are comfortable in. It's that comfort zone energy. So you are learning to be humble. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And you are, see the tree here? For some of you, you're breaking generational curses. You are breaking generational curses of learning lifelong lessons on when it comes to the Leo energy, which talks about, anger, wrath. It talks about envy, right? Being envious. Um, Using your power for destructive purposes. When it comes to love, destroying love, having destructive relationships, family lover, business friend. You are going through a major purge. You are learning some very, very hard lessons. I feel like you're completing a karmic cycle where you are learning to face the shadow side of your emotions and how your emotions create your reality, and how some curses have been passed down through your generations. For somebody out here, you have a book here. You have a lot of wisdom and knowledge within you. You carry that ancestral wisdom and knowledge within you, right? So you also have a book within you. So for some of you, maybe that is what your higher calling is to write a book about everything that you have been through so that you can pass that wisdom down to next generations. For some of you, you may be meant to write a book about everything that you've been through, how to face that shadow side, how to open up your hearts, let go of anger. I'm telling you, somebody is breaking generational curses here of wrath, envy. All right, that's what I feel for you, Taurus. So, Virgos, what's going on with the Virgo collective? What is the moon's energy in the Virgo collective? Please and thank you. What is the solar eclipse new moon energy for the Virgo collective? Alrighty, let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces is very significant here for the Virgo collective, where you are balancing out, becoming more practical with your spiritual journey, maybe possibly keeping a foot in both worlds, being able to complete karmic cycles, being able to use your spiritual gifts to make money, because we got the fish there, which represents to me money. See how they're in balance here? being able to swim in the same pond as other people, finding your soul tribe, right? Maybe even possibly teaching people how to breathe. So the full moon in Pisces is very significant to the Virgo collective. Yeah, something that you've been working on is paying off. These cards come out for Taurus. Conclusions are within reach. So yeah, look, full moon eclipse in Pisces is very, very significant. So being able to lean on your soul tribe, like-minded individuals, telling you, all right, so let's pull another card. Yep. Personal issue reaches a resolution. So something about your fourth house and your 10th house. So you got a Cancer in the 10th house, Capricorn in the fourth house. You could have Capricorn in the 12th house, Pisces in the 4th house, Pisces in the 10th house. You could have Cancer in the 10th house or Cancer in the 12th house. Cancer rules our home. Home is where the heart is. Cancer rules our family, our home. Um, so what I see for you, Virgo, is you've been putting in the work. You've been putting in the work to bring in that state of balance, to become more practical with some sort of a personal issue that you've been trying to resolve when it comes to your comfort zone, maybe even possibly your protection. So yeah, being able to lean on the people that you feel at home with, okay, it could be significant. So 10th house rules Capricorn, which talks about that know-it-all energy. So that could be something on a personal level that is being resolved, of being a know-it-all. Capricorn has that negative energy, right? Talk about Leo being in the South Node. All right. So Capricorn talks about the stage in life, recognition, honor, career, goals, fame, success, achievements, and public image. That's the Capricorn G. The Pisces energy is karma, secrets, self-undoing, closure, endings, healing, travel, expenses, hidden enemies, and bed pleasures. So something on a personal level in your home is being resolved. It's being closed and endings are happening. And a state of balance is coming back in when it comes to maybe your honor being set to your name, when it comes to maybe your career, money. But anyways, on another note, the stage is actually setting on a world level as well. All right. So what is the archetype that Virgo is standing in? Yeah, Avenger. Resorting to violence in the name of a cause. That's the shadow side. So being vengeful. Um, Mentor. Passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. So you could be becoming a mentor to the collective. The stage is setting here, Virgo, on a shadow side, because we're talking about facing our shadows of repetitive patterns and habits. It talks about the inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. So for some of you, this talks about like the dog master situation, being having a godlike complex for somebody out there. Yeah, Dawn Juan, I'm telling you. Using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. So yeah, Rico Suave, Dawn Juan, right? The shadow sides. And then Mystic, delusional rapport with the divine. The Mystic is the Pisces. So you could have a hidden enemy who Yeah, reveals the intimate union with the divine, who had a private agenda, who had a secret agenda to like they may have come in as a mentor or somebody that you could have trusted, but in all actuality, they um they took something personal. Somebody could be taking something personal, or they took something personal. Maybe they took you being in your light personal. um this person could have called you delusional because you do have, for somebody here, may have a sacred union with the Most High. Somebody could have did something like sex magic. See the star? This is the Aquarius energy. This is that um this North Node, right? Learning the lessons. Learning the lessons when it comes to reaching your goals. Something about music. See the music. And that's crazy because this morning, since I woke up, I've been hearing Every Rose Has Its Thorns, which is a song that I channeled the other day. So somebody could have, somebody could be going delusional, right? Somebody could have did something on a sexual level. All right, so we will get more into it, but that's what I see. But conclusions are within reach. Something that maybe somebody took personal is now being concluded. Or this person who thought that they were the master of your life, who played a lot of mind games. Somebody who thought they were a know-it-all. That could be concluding as well. All right, so let's go ahead and put that to the side. Well, let's jump right into this, our signs. Let's see what is happening. What is it that our signs needs to know this week? What is it our signs need to know this week? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, the never-ending story. It's the same old story. The same old story. I'm the victim, right? Playing the victim. Time to go. We have a 45, which is a 9, and we have the 37, which is a 10. So for some of you, this is talking about that never-ending story of playing the victim. The victim mentality. It's time to change up that story. This is a repetitive pattern of, oh, I'm a victim of love, right? There's a song by the Eagles. The Victim of Love is actually the name of it. Or changing up a story of being a victim from some sort of childhood wound. Maybe you need to address that. And I trust me, I've been there, did that. I empathize with you. That is really, really hard to work through. So that's what's on your fingertips. That's what, that's basically what you need to release, is this old pattern of these never-ending victim mentality stories. All right. So 45 for the element of earth, what they need to know. And it's in reverse. Even if it appears that you've reached the end of a line, and all is lost, it isn't. You're in a situation that will resurface later. So consider this a break rather than an ending. So that is, it talks about letting things fall away, right? That was part of the solar eclipse energy. Letting things fall away. Letting them naturally fall away instead of hanging on to them. Destiny is in charge here, right? That was talking about your higher destiny. A course correction. You lose nothing and gain everything when you surrender to that fact. Your soul knows that your destiny is unfolding with perfect timing and synchronicity. Your small self has doubts, but it is natural, as it doesn't have the map of your destiny. Your soul does. Spirit loves you. Trust that. Oh, what a beautiful message. Whew, I got chills with that, Earth signs. Alrighty. So what are the crows warning the element of earth about? That's what you need to know. Let things fall away. If don't hang on, because you're going to chokehold something. You're going to cause a delay. You're going to cause hang-ups, right? So a course correction is happening, but it is happening for your greatest and highest good. And you need to trust that the divine only has your greatest and highest good in store for you. What are the crows warning the element of earth about this week? What are the crows warning the element of earth about this week? Please and thank you, Spirit. I'm telling you, didn't I say wrath? Didn't I say wrath? With the commitment. So you could have two people who are married that are angry. This could also talk about a love affair. Didn't one of the earth elements have romance in it? I think it was Virgo that had the dawn one, anticipation, and then routine. So the crows are warning you about this. This talks about, how the crows come in the morning and leave in the evening to go roost. So, and you look here, the chairs are empty, right? There's nobody sitting there with you. There's nobody, you may feel as though nobody is on your side. So you may have to let some people go. Let people fall away that no longer serve you. Anticipation for the element of earth. Something was destined to happen here. Yeah, somebody is anticipating the arrival of something. The crows are warning you here. There is a pattern. We may begin to expect a particular outcome. Anticipation brings hope and butterflies in the belly as we expect something to happen that brings joy and satisfaction. But there is but one warning. Be careful of any attachments held for the desired outcome. Exactly. Exactly. That's what this card talks about. The attachments to a desired outcome. Yeah. So you're being warned that this is a repetitive pattern. If what you receive falls short of expectations, the feeling of joy can transform into disappointment. So don't be disappointed. And like I said, this is a repetitive story with the fiery energy, with the one, right? With the Leo eclipse energy. The yang energy, which would be that fire, lot of masculine energy coming through with today the 8-8 portal, and then the solar eclipse energy. So stay in manifestation mode, but don't do nothing to try to keep yourself attached. I release attachment to results. Say it 10 times. I release attachments to results. I attract. I do not chase. Those are some affirmations. So what you desire is not going to manifest in the form that you particularly want it, but it is coming in the way that you need it. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. All right. So the crows are warning you. Be careful of any attachments when it comes to your destiny. Something is destined to happen. So you just need to let it flow and trust the divine has your greatest and highest good. All right, routine for the element of earth. So again, in the morning they depart, and in the evening they come back. Something about clockwork, something about timing here. The crows have a routine that they have stuck with for as long as I can remember. We're talking about MJ Colony, the maker of this deck here, moved to Seattle in 1998, and she noticed a repetitive pattern. Their never ending routine, South Node energy, the repetitive patterns and habits. Routine speaks of the things we do out of habit because it's part of who we are. What is expected of us in many ways, it is routine that creates stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting into a rut. Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success? Or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? That never ending story. Wrath is a seven deadly sin. Wrath also is you hold on to that anger in your heart, right? Being angry, the never ending story of anger, of envy, anger, because Leo rules the heart space. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and move into your reading finally. All right, so before we get started, let's clarify with this destiny card. Time to go. Talking about destiny. Yeah. So it's time to let go of the woe is me, that victim mentality. See the three cups? This talks about the three cups that, you're so focused on, you know, I've given this cup of love to this person and they didn't appreciate it. They didn't value it. I gave this cup of love to this person and they took advantage of my vulnerabilities. I gave this cup of love to this person and they took off with it and left me like an elf on a shelf. You're being asked to turn around and focus on that balance, because what you're so focused on this victim mentality that you don't even realize that there's something great coming for you that is right behind you. The divine has something special for you. So all the relationships that did not work in your life happened for a reason. It was to teach you a lesson. That's why all these are karmic relationships. They were like, it's like some people come into your life for a reason. Some are meant to stay. Some come for a season. Some come for a reason. Some teach you. Some you are meant to learn from. You are meant to teach them, right? Because remember, I think we student mentor card. So yeah, shift your focus. The 5 energy. Shift your focus is very, very important here. So show me this anticipation card. So release the attachment outcome. Yeah. We have the eclipse energy coming through here. So this step into the unknown is what I feel that they're telling you. Release the attachment to the outcome and step into the unknown. See the childlike innocence? This is talking about the eclipse. Darkness, right? All right, so what is this routine? 8 of Cups. So you're being asked to walk away from this old routine of staying attached to the outcome that you desire. So you're going through an ego death here. Going through an ego death. And you are learning to trust your intuition again. All right. So that's what these cards represent. So let's go ahead and see this past week and how it's influencing. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, Pisces, King of Pentacles. Something about third-party situations. The 5 of Cups, clarified time to go in reverse. Third-party situations, love affairs. Because Leo does rule love affairs. So This is what you are releasing. This is the past. We have a 7 energy. So 34 could be significant. 43 could be significant. But that's 7 energy. So this talks about, you know, see how you got one fishy going one way and 2 fishies going the other way. So you do have an opportunity with another person and an opportunity to move forward. You're going to have somebody who is side-eyeing you, watching you in a distance, evil-eyeing you. We definitely have strong earth coming through here. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Maybe something with your money. Yeah, somebody didn't get invited somewhere. Somebody is like, somebody needs to find peace in the situation. See their way out of that headspace and find peace. Look, we have the couple coming through. The king and the queen both coming through. 222 could be significant. So your decision, you need, it's talking about some sort of a decision that you made to see your way out of a situation, maybe not go somewhere you were invited, maybe not accept some sort of an invitation here. You made sort of a choice to find peace with the situation. This is helping to bring you into a state of balance. You had somebody who was very greedy. This is this person who is side-eyeing you. Somebody who could have Pisces in their chart. And if I am not mistaken, I think Virgo had the Pisces card, the lunar eclipse. So the past and how it's influencing this week. Yeah, somebody thought you were dumb. Somebody thought you were clueless. So, you know, this also talks about somebody who played on your weaknesses, your vulnerability, something about a contract. Some sort of a contract could be completing here with a Pisces. Yeah, somebody thought you were stupid. Somebody thought you were dumb. Somebody thought you were weak-minded here, right? Somebody thought you were weak-minded. We have confirmation. So you could be getting chills. Yeah, disturbing. Somebody is like look at the wrath of that water. Tidal wave of emotions, anger, wrath. So somebody, a couple, these 2 fishies were committed here to make you angry, to disturb you, to mess with your emotions on a routine basis, every morning, every night. But I feel like you learned some sort of a lesson because you've seen the routine of the situation and you made a decision, like I said, to find peace, to see your way out of this situation with the 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. So we have Spirit of the Apple, Test, Offer, and Temptation, and 888. So you have someone who is very jealous, envy, wrath, right, in the heart space, who is really testing your patience. 88 Lionsgate is significant here, and that's today, talking about this week, ending today. So be aware of somebody wanting to come your way. Somebody could be anticipating this, maybe have a case of anxiety or bubble guts because they know that their jig is up. All right, so give me a tarot card. Yeah, the 5. Oh, no, the 6 of Swords. Yeah, because they didn't want you to move on. They wanted you to stay in this toxicity. They wanted you to stay in this wrath energy. They wanted you to stay in this toxic emotion of always being angry, always being, you know, envious, jealous, right? Somebody did something to make you jealous. Yeah, they wanted you in a scarcity mindset. They wanted you in the scarcity mindset. They did not want you to trust love. They didn't want you to feel love. You know, this is the 5 energy. 5 is significant here. 5 could be significant. But you broke the chains, right? You broke the chains. This is somebody who could have some sort of an attachment. Somebody who has rose-colored glasses on. They're not seeing clearly here. Queen of Wands. This is somebody who's a manipulator. The Queen of Wands, somebody who's a manipulator, but it also could be somebody who is very attractive. You have somebody, 3 people who are very envious of your attraction. They were very envious of your beauty. This is somebody who likes to play the victim. This is somebody who's very toxic. They don't know how to move on. Or they don't want to move on. 777 is very significant. Could be yesterday. All right, so the present this week, what is happening this week? Please and thank you, Spirit. What is happening this week, the element of earth? I'm telling you, there's that invitation. 28 could be significant, which is a 10 energy. August 28th could be significant. July 28th could be significant. But we're talking about this week energy. So today could be significant with the 8 energy. Somebody could be anticipating not getting invited somewhere, or maybe somebody's anticipating that something is backfiring because somebody tried to isolate or make somebody feel alienated, you know, because of their the envy and the wrath in their heart. Yeah, somebody is very unstable here. Somebody is very unstable. All right, so let's pull with this present week with the invitation card in reverse. Something about the park. Saturn at the park. That was that that video I did. Mavis, on a macrocosm level, this could be happening where you could be getting your envelope. This could be what you're waiting for, your envelope that says it's time to go, right? It's time to go. Let's see. Spirited connections, fated meeting, soulmate, divine counterpart. So something is fated here. And that's what you need to know. Fate and destiny are at hand here. And I feel like the divine is working behind the scenes to bring this connection together. Somebody is getting out of their head and into their heart. Somebody is coming into that sacred union, which is calling in a fated encounter. Yeah, somebody is like, somebody could be being, somebody could be possessed. Somebody could be addressing their shadow self. Right? We have spirit of stone, frozen, delayed, and longing. So somebody could have sicked a demon on you to keep you frozen and stuck. Somebody could be frozen in fear. We did get that with the solar eclipse energy. This could be what's being resolved, what's being healed. Yeah, somebody thought they were sly. Somebody thought they were cunning. Right? Trying to keep somebody imprisoned in their home or in their heart space. In their head, right? I just heard cranberries, zombie, right? Zombie. Cranberry sings that song. And I got chills as I said that. Alrighty, so give me a tarot card. Yeah, I'm telling you. The eclipse. The sun card in reverse talks about that eclipse. The dark night of the soul. All snakes die when the sun goes down, right? And that was the video that I did. Look, the Fool. So trust the divine is going to have your back. You're going to have to take some sort of a leap of faith. You're going to have to pack lightly. Somebody definitely tried to play you for a fool. They thought they could fool you. Right? Look, the dog, Master. They thought they could fool you. They thought they knew you better than what they did. So they could have tried to put like a spiritual hit out on you, or tried to bind you in some sort of a demonic contract. Or this could be somebody who made a demonic contract with another person. Could be a Pisces who made a demonic contract. Yeah, look, death. Somebody did not want to let go of something. Somebody doesn't want to let go of something. This could be somebody who did maybe some sort of graveyard magic, or tried, like I said, to put a hit out on something that was destined to block love, to block somebody's destiny, out of jealousy, out of anger, out of wrath, out of envy, because they were jealous of somebody's beauty. And now we have Cancer coming through. So yeah, somebody's going to be moving on. So somebody could be going to jail as well. All right. So hidden influences this week for the element of earth. For something they did on a routine basis, every morning and every night. Yeah, something about the bridge. 38 could be significant, which is an 11. Yeah, somebody was two-faced. Yeah, this is somebody who could have been saying that you were out there pleasing everybody, the 10 of Wands. They wanted you to carry this burden. So what they did was they caused some sort of an illusion, because this is by the moon side. They caused some sort of an illusion. They wanted you to carry some sort of a burden, because they thought you were they thought you were weak. Weak-minded, weak emotionally, weak spiritually. So give me something with the hidden influence with the bridge. Something about the bridge, maybe walking between worlds, could be significant. Spirit of Gaia, Mother Earth, family, and creation. And spirit of communication, love letter, email, text, phone call. So you could be getting some sort of a phone call here this week. Okay, what's hidden? Somebody could be hiding a family member, could be hiding Leo rules creation. It's like waterfall of emotions. Something about your emotions this week is very, very important. Hidden influences. Somebody may want to communicate something. Maybe something needs to be expressed. Maybe somebody is using a fake email or phone number to get a hold of you. For some of you out there, yeah, something is being forced. Oh, look. Somebody is drinking out of that poisonous cup. Somebody could be getting something put in their drink this week, so be aware of it. Maybe some sort of a hidden drug. Forcing somebody to do something they don't want to do. Thor's hammer is coming down on somebody. Yeah. Look. Because they did something in the dark to rebel. The angels are blessing somebody with the power of freedom. Look, 777. The angels are answering somebody's prayer, and blessing them by freeing them from some sort of a demonic contract that somebody put out on somebody. Yeah, look, by persecuting them, mocking them. I put somebody in this dark contract. It could very well be something like that, like a spiritual marriage for somebody out there. So hidden influences with the bridge, spirit of Gaia, mother, earth, feeling, creation, and communication. Look, the Five of Cups, and this come out clarifying time to go. So definitely somebody focusing on third-party situations. Somebody could be, what's hidden, it could be being revealed, is the fact that somebody was in a third-party situation, or three people were involved in some sort of a hacking of your phone, your email, a letter, yes, something like that. Somebody could be questioning, why don't you love me, with the Five of Cups, playing the victim, right? Crying over spilled milk, grief, causing a lot of grief. On the bottom of the deck, yeah, somebody was being very immature. Somebody feels they have unfinished business. But you got to beware, because this person has a very, very emotional, toxic emotions. This is somebody coming in to gaslight you. And this is what they're hiding. They could be coming in and saying, oh, I'm sorry. But in all actuality, they're not. A third party could be sending them in. Again, they feel as though they have unfinished business. They could have did something on the World Wide Web, right? With like a text message, an email, or something along them lines. Look, the devil coming through again. Capricorn. This is somebody who's a know-it-all. The stage is setting in the world where a lot of a big revelation is coming out about the children on a macrocosm level. On a worldly level, a big revelation is coming out about the little ones. The cup of love, right? What do you put in cups? Liquid. Drinking it. A big revelation about who the dark ones are. All right, on a macrocosm level, let's just, or microcosm, whatever, on a global level. All right. So the obstacles this week for the element of earth. The obstacles this week for the element of earth. Look, the snake. What did I say about all snakes die at sundown? Didn't I say that? That it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming this week, guys. Look, messages. A revelation. 777 is significant. Something could have happened on July 12th. So you got the Queen of Wands coming through here. So this is somebody who's a manipulator. Something's coming back around and biting somebody on the ass this week for the obstacles that they created. By what? Like maybe biting somebody, or yeah, so like I said, something's coming back around. Some sort of a message is coming back around and biting somebody. That's what the hidden influence is. And now they're going to come in and want to close the gap between you two and play the victim. Because they're angry, because something is coming back around to them. This is somebody who's a master manipulator. Yeah, something about timing. Something about secrets. Some sort of knowledge, some sort of wisdom. Something that is being done on a timely basis. A routine basis. Morning and night. Somebody definitely could have been trying to destiny swap. Look, letter, mail, message. See how she's holding that letter? Letter. Your mother could be involved in this. A family member could be being involved. Remember, we had a personal issue is being resolved for somebody out there. All right. And they're being forced, right? And they're rebelling. Remember, something in that drink, intoxicating. See how this, like smoke, it could be a potion of some kind. Something being put in somebody's drink. Making them uninhibited. Somebody could be shaming somebody. All right, so obstacles for the messages with the snake. Sneaky snake here. Yeah, something is about to take off for you. You could be going on a trip. That's why this person was creating obstacles. This person was creating these people were creating a lot of obstacles because they did not want you to go on this trip. Could have something to do with the Pisces. So they're going to come in and try to gaslight you. See the fire? Try to gaslight you. Just to cloud you. Make you second guess something. Yep. Something about a rainbow. What was the ancestors' message? Rainbow demon attacking all of your chakras, specifically your root chakra. This is somebody who's a thief, a hustler, a clown, right? You may have closed the door to this person because you knew that they were false. You knew that they were being deceptive. That you knew that they were masking something. Yep. This is somebody who could have masked, like such, for instance, I love you, you're my best friend, but it was a big fat lie, right? They just wanted what was yours, what you were building, what you were creating. So what did they do? Attach something to you, or try to. All right. So obstacles, the message with the snake, rocket, and voyage. Yep. Wands. This is somebody who's self-centered, arrogant, cocky. Somebody who has a God complex. We have the King and the Queen of Wands. So we have two people coming through here. We have the three fishies. Two people coming through here. You have somebody who was a puppeteer behind it. A master manipulator, puppeteer who had a God complex. Who was creating a lot of obstacles within the community. Telling people, oh, you know, this person is a people pleaser. They're out like trying to ruin your reputation. Somebody who, you know, this is somebody that you could have had a dark contract with. This is a false soulmate for some of you. You know, with the Sun in reverse, this talks about taking something to the extreme. They went too far, right? Now something is being revealed about this. So the Four of Pentacles talks about that scarcity mindset. Either they took something to the extreme here. For greed. The Tower talks about, you know, this person was refusing to change. Because it's either their way or no way, right? Somebody is very immature. This could talk about a past life situation. They feel they have unfinished business. All right. So outside influences for the element of Earth. Look, the Tower in reverse. The Six of Swords in reverse. Somebody is refusing to change their toxic ways. They think they're sly. They think they're cunning. Yeah, I could talk to a Virgo here. Somebody thinks they're sly. Somebody thinks they're cunning. This is the third time I've seen this chicken, which to me represents in the morning. Somebody outside of your house, right? See the boundary at night. See, in the morning and at night. This is two people who were in a relationship, who were casting illusions, right? Two people in a relationship. Somebody could have been saying, oh, I love you, but it wasn't true. Somebody doesn't know what love is. All right, so outside influences with the Tower in reverse. Yeah, I'm telling you. This is somebody who's a gossiper. Somebody who gathered up a group of people to rival against you. Repeatedly. Repeatedly. When it comes to mocking your creativity. Outside of yourself. This is somebody who's refusing to change. Refusing to change their ways. This is somebody who's very toxic. Outside influences with the Tower and the Phlox in the Tower in reverse and the Spirit of Phlox. Yep, card. So one of the people, it could be a Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Pisces. Did I say Virgo earlier? Yeah. So this person refused to change their toxic ways. So I feel like outside influences is you need to realize that what has not killed you has only made you stronger. So it is time to accept that, you know what, with the Leo energy, it is time to let things go. It is time to let these people go. Let them fall away. They're not going to change. No matter how hard you try to fix somebody, they're not going to change. They're always going to be stuck in their head. They're always going to want to see things their way. They're refusing to walk away from a situation. They're refusing perhaps to see their way out of a situation. King of Cups. So somebody could have walked away from some sort of a toxic situation where they felt tied into. Somebody could have left somebody here and moved on to a different person. We have double eights here, so 88, which is today, is very significant. So yeah, somebody's confused. They're confused. And we have the Queen of Wands. With the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. The second time she come through, but this time she's coming up in the upright position. So somebody is confused. Like, why? Like, why did this person do this? Right? I don't understand why this person left me. I don't understand. I'm not seeing something clearly. I'm confused. 828 could be significant. Because it was all about the sex. That's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. It was all about the sex. Alrighty. The best course of action to take for the element of earth. Best course of action to take for the element of earth. You need to take a closer look at something. 44 could be significant. I'm telling you about this man. See how somebody's looking back at this man? The 9 of Wands talks about the wounds, right? The wounded warrior energy. Number 28, again, something about the 28th is significant. And I think it's right around the Pisces lunar eclipse. There's a message coming in. Something about time. So you could have an ancestor visiting you at night. Somebody could be looking back at this person and maybe a sexual encounter that they had with somebody. This talks about that toxic man, right? Who thought they were sly, who thought they were cunning. Somebody could have come into your dreams. This could be somebody that you were in a relationship with, married to. The best course of action is to take a closer look at something. So let's see. What are they supposed to take a closer look at something? Something is being revealed to you. Or whatever is being revealed to you, you need to take a closer look at. So the best course of action, take a closer look at something. Yep, look, I'm telling you. This thief, this clown, thief, trickster, and hustler, and transition door. So you need to take a closer look at somebody who is coming in and trying to trick you. Somebody that you already have the door closed to. Look, Leo the lion. This is the solar eclipse energy. Somebody may have to put respect on your name. Right? So you need to ground yourself. Something about a death and ending of your transformation of being resentful, right? Wearing a mask. Somebody has envy and wrath in their heart. Somebody's masking something. You could be seeing them in your dreams. Male individual who's a Rica Suave. Don Juan. Didn't that Don Juan energy come through for somebody here? Somebody who's very cocky, very arrogant, very self-centered, who's a sneaky snake. They could be coming in looking for a handout because they know that something is about to take off for you. This person could be coming in as a karmic twin flame. They could be coming in and trying to trick you and say, oh, I'm your twin flame. Remember, we got the crown energy? This person's playing mind games with you. You need to take a closer look and see something from a different perspective. This person knows you're stable. This person may have to put respect on your name. So the best course of action to take, yeah, look, this is somebody who doesn't want to work on a relationship. Take a closer look at something as why it did not work. Why you had to close the door to this situation. Why you had to not open up the door to this clown energy, this joker, who was a thief, somebody who's thieving, trying to thieve something from you, something that maybe you worked on, but they didn't want to work. They just wanted the prize without putting in the work. They wanted you to do all the legwork while they got the piece of the pie. Look, Queen of Wands, I'm telling you. Confusing somebody. Trying to keep them trapped in their head. Right? This is somebody who's very passionate, very beautiful. Somebody who's attractive. Right? So they were going around to the collective and trying to trick somebody, trying to confuse somebody, trying to keep them all in their head. That 28 coming through again. Maybe 2028 could be significant in 2 years, a year and a half. All right. So the outcome, Where'd that card deck go to? The outcome this week. Yeah, something that you've wished for could be manifesting. Yeah, something about your house, the fourth house, the King of Cups. So you could be wishing for love, but you need to open up the gate to allow in. Yeah, maybe take some sort of a risk. Look, with a female. We have your rebirth. So you could have a female come into your house, or this is just a divine energy coming through here, knowing the truth, seeing the truth for what it is, asking themselves, is it really worth the risk of opening up my heart again to love, to a companionship? Because I've been tricked so many times, right? I've had to close the door to so many relationships because they did not work for a reason. Remember, what you need to go is that it's time to let things go. Let things naturally fall away. That's what you need to take a closer look at as to why people, places, and situations did not work. Why you had to close the door to them. So the outcome this week with the wish, number 41 could be significant. Another 5. Yeah. Identity, vibration, and soul essence. The heart space. Something is deep within that heart space. Illusion and waiting. Something about timing. Timing is just an illusion. So somebody needs to remember an ego death. Identify with, again, timing. The illusion is cracking. People are identifying with some sort of an illusion that is like a time loop that's endless. Something about deep, deep down in that emotion. Cycles, visions, and dreams. Yep. So something about that heart space in your prosperity, protecting your heart. Cycle is completing in this moon phase. The solar eclipse. The moon will be in Virgo and the lunar eclipse is in Pisces. Wait, no, the sun. I'm sorry. The sun will be in Virgo and the lunar eclipse moon will be in Pisces. Okay, so it could have something to do with your health as well. All right, so I don't know why I'm looking. They're right in front of me. So the outcome, something about identifying with the heart space and identifying with some sort of a soul contract, identifying with somebody's soul essence and realizing that this is a karmic individual. The outcome with the wish card, the spirit of the heart and spirit of time. Yeah, so you definitely have somebody watching you at a distance. Somebody that you have a soul contract with. Yeah, you need to let go of these 3 cups, right? So that the divine can bring in this new cup. So you could be accepting a new cup of love. Somebody who wanted to win at all costs. This is somebody who tried to offer you a fishy cup because they wanted to win at all costs. Look, 3 people, third party situation. See how he's holding them 2 swords up? This person is going to try to confuse you. I feel like this is somebody you rejected. You could have rejected their offer. And they did something around the cliff, spreading a lot of lies, talking a lot. just to try to keep you trapped. This is somebody who's fishy. They could have even said you smelled like a fish, right? You knew something was fishy. You knew it. You knew something was fishy about this offer. So the outcome is take a deeper look at this person who wants to come to your door, because they're just trying to trick you out of something that you worked for. This is somebody who did not want to work. This is somebody who felt entitled. You also are, there's a soul contract that is destined to happen here. This is like the time frame, something about timing, right? This is the time when this contract is to be activated. It is destined to happen. Somebody also could have tried to steal your identity online. Maybe even if you have a platform, steal your platform. The Four of Cups in reverse says that you're offering the cup of love divine. And you're not allowing these gossipers in the community to affect you, because it's like in this energy, well, I don't care what you got to say. I don't care. I don't have to prove nothing to you. 59 could be significant. 54 could be significant. 45. And that's the card that we started out with the number 45. And that's what you're ending up with here. 45. So 45 or 99 is significant. Look, King of Cups. Look this. Look, matching pair. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords. Third situation. They're being exposed. A third party situation is being exposed here. 3 people. For their sneaky, shady ways. See how he's looking back? Looking back at that Queen of Swords, and she's looking at him like, you want me to offer you a helping hand after what you did to me in the collective, wanting to win at all costs? Now you want my cup of love? Look how these 2 queens got their backs to one another. Somebody turned their back to another person and started focusing on their own self-love. Started focusing on trusting their own intuition. Started focusing on working on their own inner child here. Learning to trust again. See how he's looking over at the Queen? Somebody isn't even realizing that somebody is looking at him. Somebody is watching them in a distance. But you definitely have 3 people here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Strong Leo coming through here. We have 3 cards representing Leo. All right. So let's go ahead and get a final message from the angels for the element of earth. So somebody may be ready for the right time to come in with their hand out. This is somebody who's trying to hustle you out of something. Yeah, you're breaking generational curses and past. Yeah. What did I say about that? Ancestor spirit. You're breaking generational curses. And that was one of the messages that I got with the tree energy. I don't even know what's at or where I found. Oh, it was in this deck over here. The tree energy. So a family wound or pattern is being released with the eclipse. When it comes to anger, having one of the 7 deadly sins, wrath. So your ancestors are coming through here and telling you this is a perfect opportunity to heal this wound and pattern that you keep repeating. when it comes to being angry, when it comes to hanging on to that anger in your heart space. You could be seeing an ancestor in your dreams. So you need to make healthy choices. And one of the choices you need to make is to find forgiveness, because your new beginning is here. You already know the answers you seek. Trust what you know. Yeah, trust what you know. Trust your intuition. Take a closer look at something before you make some sort of a decision. Trust your intuition is very, very important for you this week, our signs. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week. Happy 8/8 portal. Make sure that don't be doing anything that you are going to regret doing later, because we are in backfire season. We are in backfire season. That's why I said some sneaky snake is about to, yeah, they're about to bite their own ass here, right? Something is coming back around and biting somebody in the ass. Remember that. Somebody is very cocky, arrogant, self-centered, snake essence. Somebody could have this snake as a Chinese zodiac sign when it comes to partners. Okay, so I'm seeing all these sevens in this card. Something about the 28th is significant for you. When the lunar eclipse times comes, we will be checking into that just like we did with the Leo. All right. Thank you. Have a great week. I love you guys. Thank you very much for all your thumbs up, for all your beautiful comments. I am grateful for all your love and support.